Hey, I hope you had a Merry Christmas. We're back at it, right back at work. Of course, not a lot's going to go on with these partial weeks. I'm glad court administration figured out that you can't do much with a week if it's just Monday, Tuesday. Last, it was just Monday and Tuesday, and we were off Wednesday and Thursday, Friday. This week we're off Thursday and Friday, so you can't really get anything in Monday and Tuesday, maybe a drug trial, but we'll be back and ready to go at the beginning of the year. We're going to do a mass arraignment in mid-January and fill out our roster for the rest of the year. You know, last year, this year, it's almost over. Where did it go? But it's we really had an outstanding year. We started off with over 80 murder warrants, and we've whittled that down to under 40, so it's in 38, 39, something like that. A lot of work, but if you during the course of 12 months, you really hear it a little bit along and along. But I'm going to dedicate, not go into a lot of depth, but I want to remind you of some of the cases that we had this year. A ton of a ton of drug trials, probably more drug trials than we've had in 20 years. And a lot of people, those are usually 1 and 2 day trials that we can get through. But y'all remember LaFrida Todd, or if you don't by the name, you remember Nacho Hippo. That case took 2 weeks. It shouldn't have, but it was a murder trial. It took 2 weeks. Girl shot her co-worker at Nacho Hippo, and she was convicted and got 38 years. This year, we did the coroner case, which was Chris Dontel and Megan Jackson, and that was a successful prosecution. How often do you have people that are part of one of the county offices to get tied up in a murder? But that was this year. A real bad player, Walter Wariax, that was a murder that we had. It took about a week, but he had killed Pam Vereen, stabbed her multiple times. I think it was like 30 stab wounds. Just a horrible situation, but he was convicted and got life imprisonment. Joe Goss killed his ex-wife, ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend, shot him through the door. Really good outcome on that case. You remember the Planet Fitness murders where these two, the young man, the victim, was just in there working out, and outside in the parking lot is two scoundrels trying to get back to Connecticut, and they're seeing this as an opportunity to grab a car, and they end up killing the victim at Planet Fitness. That case went to trial. There was a conviction there, and then the young man that was driving the other vehicle, he ended up pleading guilty. So Planet Fitness murders. The original shooting in Myrtle Beach was the across from First Methodist. Out there in that parking lot, some young men from Florence were very angry at another group of young men from Florence, and a shootout occurred. A kid that had the world by the tail, college scholarships and everything else, uninvolved in this case whatsoever, just going back to his vehicle. He gets shot and died. True victim, that was Taiwan Jackson and Jarrell Hickman, both convicted, both very young. In fact, Hickson was juvenile, and we had to waive up, so it was actually multiple trials, one in family court and one in, but our people, that was Nancy and someone else helped on that case. I don't remember right off, but maybe it was Anthony. But they did an outstanding job putting that thing together and convicting both of those young men in Myrtle Beach. That was this year. Mickey McLeod, one of the This jump out gang has finally seen its better days. We've cleaned out almost all of those guys. Mickey McLeod got 25 years on an armed robbery. Terrell Alston got 20 years. That was the young man. He was 18 and shot at Nick Cantino, the Conway police officer. Shot, just shows you how quickly something can go to pot. He, before Nick could turn around and get his feet on the ground, traffic stop. Terrell Alston had shot at him multiple times. Nick fired back, striking Alston, and Alston was convicted and got 20 years for attempted murder. Told you about LaFrida Todd in the coroner's case. Randy Barnhill, serial murder back from 10, 15 years ago. It was a dormant case, stayed closed. DNA advances in DNA allowed us to be able to go back. We had that case ready for trial. Randy Barnhill ended up pleading guilty. He got 18 years, but multiple people terrorized back at the turn of the century for just multiple rapes or sexual assaults that occurred. How about Samantha Watts and her son Peyton Watts, and basically several other family members in Green Sea, and Samantha and Peyton going out and beating a young man to death over owing drug money. And they beat him with a metal pipe and then dumped his body in one body of water up around Green Sea. That took place last year. And Cody Parrott, any one of these cases, and all of them made some sort of national news, but all of them taken on right here. But Cody Parrott, a teenager, maybe just turned 20, killed his 18-year-old girlfriend in a hotel room in Loris, the Loris Hotel murders. Our guys did an amazing job this year getting these cases together. Over half of them going to trial. The two that I was involved with pled at the last minute. There's nothing you can do about that. Terrell Alston was ready to go. Cody Parrott, that was ready to go. And both of them pled at the eve of trial. So a lot of big numbers, a lot of big convictions, and all of that in 1 year. But, just hats off to the people that work in the office, the different police departments. It didn't just magically happen. There was a lot of work that went on to get those cases up and ready for trial. A lot of video editing. It would blow your mind in any case now, the amount of discovery that's got to go out because of Ring cameras and flock systems at Myrtle Beach, and body cams and dash cams and all of the editing that's got to go on. I mean, terabytes of stuff that we have to go through. It's almost impossible to do, but we've got a really dedicated group of people that work very hard to try to bring justice to families that have lost it all. So really good job. I'm praying for just as much in 2026. We're going to keep our head to the grindstone. We're going to try to move that 30-some number down into the 20s. I think it's possible to do. Last year was a great year, but I'm looking for just as good, if not better, in 2026. So again, I hope that you are not involved in the criminal justice system. I hope that this is a very peaceful year for you, and that that we will at most see each other for jury selection, but not to be involved on one side or the other. It's heartbreaking and it's tough to get through this, but it is a necessary part of the job. And I'm so proud of what our people have done over the past year.